What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Just Does TV. Thank you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe, child. I'm on the road to 1,000 so we could do lives, because some of these topics that I be having, I be wanting to go live with y'all. But yes, we are here, as y'all can see from the thumbnail, we are here to discuss BaDDIES Africa episode 2. Child, the time that we all waited for is upon us. The alluded to fight. Yes, the alluded to fight. The speculation could be over, put to bed. Everybody was back and forth. Everybody was online. People were saying they dog walked such and such and such. Other people were saying whatever they're going to let the chit fall where they may. They better not get edited. Da 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 da. Unpopular opinion. I don't think Anna Mac beat Stunner Girl the way everybody thinks that she beat her. It is what it is. Yes, Anna Mac got in a couple of punches. Stunner kind of like used her weight on her more so than anything else. But ultimately, I feel like it was a tie. I don't feel like anybody took the edge over anybody else. But that's just my opinion. I don't care. I said what I said. Y'all can feel how y'all feel. I feel how I feel, child. What? Anyway, let's get into it. So we still at the place where Stunner Girl and Natalie meets up with Anna Mac. We already know what everybody is here for. We heard the speculations online. Anna Mac talking about how she beat up Natalie 4 times. I see they only fought like twice. But she actually did beat up Natalie. I don't care when nobody says she was bopping Natalie up. Like I always say, she was bopping her up. It is what it is. Natalie needs to learn how to fight. Girl, go get some training. I mean, you in your 40s, I hear, girl, just get somebody else to do it, child. Get somebody else to do it, because at this point you can't do it. And you in your 40s, I don't think you're going to be able to do it. We already know. So, I mean, it is what it is. You're going to have to take that L the whole season, because all season people going to be talking about how you got beat up by little old Anna Mac, child. I mean, I don't even think it's going to be just for the season. It's going to never end. Never end. So then we get to Stunner Girl. Now, Stunner Girl, they let them fight. I don't know. The security was breaking it up too quick. I don't really think that they got in any little nothing, because even the fight, if y'all notice, even the fight with Anna Mac and Summer at the final episode of last season, they let them fight for quite a while, to the point where she was dragging Anna Mac by her hair, like flinging her by her hair. That they let them fight for a while. This particular time, they did not let them fight for a long time. They did not let them fight for a long time before security like really just jumped in and kind of like broke it up. So I didn't really get to see anything. Even at the slowdown, I didn't really get to see anything. Yes, Anna Mac got in a couple of punches, but Stunner Girl got in a couple of punches too. I just feel like it was a tie. I'm not going to give nobody a L or a W, because to me, it personally felt like it was a tie. It was a tie. I just feel how I feel. I apologize. So it was, win, lose, or draw. They all got in the paint. Natalie didn't even look like she wanted to. I don't know what she was doing, child. I don't know what she was doing. Her square up I was just like, what is she doing? I was lost for the sauce, but it is what it is. Natalie kind of pretty much said to Anna Mac, thank you for your services. Anna Mac looked sad, child, when they was doing it. I told her, like, she ain't know what to do with herself, child. Like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm tired of her. Get her off the show. Get her off the show. Get her off the show, because I don't really care at this point. And she's still online running her mouth. Ivory and her was clowning Stunner Girl. And the whole thing is, so we all seen it. Stunner Girl was leaking. She said it wasn't from Anna, it was from a fight she had last night. So I'm gonna think that you alluding to the fight that you had with Ivory. You get online and say that Ivory did not cut you, it was just a little gash on your head, but you leaking like that. We clearly all seen it. And then you didn't want the camera to show your face, no nothing. But then you said it was nothing wrong with you. Ivy didn't do anything to you, blah, 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 blah. But I'm kind of lost. Which one is it? Did she do something to you, or she didn't do something to you? Like, which one is it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't understand where the story is going. And then she gets online after Sunday's episode finally aired, and she's like, it took them 45 minutes to get Anna Mac to come out and fight her. Lemmy had to go in and beat her up to get her out to fight, but that wasn't part of the episode. This is after the fact. I'm just talking, and none of it was shown. But I'm inclined to, I don't know now. Before Stunner Girl, I was believing her because a lot of the stuff that she said eventually would come out and be true. But now I'm a little bit on the fence. A little bit of evidence is rocky, because she even got online and talked about they paid her $150K, and Zeus said it showed where she paid her $85K, but then she said Natalie gave her $65K in cash. I'm gonna need more time to dissect, but we ain't talking about that right now. We're talking about BaDDIES Africa. Okay, we're talking about BaDDIES Africa. So they finally head to Africa, and Natalie and Rolly are in the car discussing all of the stuff. Diamond's clout chasing, and they feel. I feel like they mad because they can't be like Diamond. Like, they are so unliked by the fans that they could never be like Diamond. Like Diamond, like, I have a love-hate relationship with Diamond. Like, sometimes I'm like, all right, Diamond, I'm with you. But a lot of the times I just be like, she's a clout chaser and I can't take it. But I don't know. I'm still on the fence with her and what happens. But I feel like they are just mad. Natalie, Rolly in particular too, is because they cannot receive the love that Diamond receives from her fans and other people. Regardless of what she did on the last season, how everything panned out, she still ended up being a fan favorite, and they will never be the fan favorite. But it has nothing to do with anything in particular. It's just that Diamond, people love her character, and her character seeps through. You guys, y'all don't have the same character, because underlying all of that stuff that y'all got going on, we could tell that y'all have a malicious spirit and a hateful spirit. So it's never gonna be, y'all could never be like Diamond. So I think that's why they are kind of like singling out Diamond and her shenanigans, is because they're trying to be like Diamond and they could never be like Diamond. Nobody's ever gonna like Natalie, because everybody sees Natalie for who she really is, a narcissistic, two-faced chick. And nobody's ever gonna like Rolly, because everybody's gonna see Rolly for who she is, very insecure, and she's not nice either. She wants to be like these girls on the show, but she cannot, and it's some, I don't know. Anyway, I don't really care, but that's just how I feel. I feel like they singling out Diamond because Natalie thought she had one up on Diamond by saying, oh, you ain't coming back we not gonna see you in Africa. But then we turn around and see her in Africa, so she feels some kind of way, so she just gonna try to. And then she also got online and said that she gonna make this season for Diamond miserable, blah 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 blah. We already heard it. But that's how I ultimately feel. Like, they just mad because they can't be like Diamond, and they can't receive the love that Diamond gets from her fans, period. The big three gets on the bus, and they headed to wherever they headed, I don't know. So I don't understand when Dolly started saying "on my mama." That was not part of her aesthetic or her vocabulary last season. Now all of a sudden, every time she turned around, she's like, "on my mama, on my mama," and I'm just like, okay, girl, okay. So we meet three new, which is gonna be potentially the new big three. We meet three new ones: Cold Killer, what's her name? Finna or Fauna, whatever her name is. And then, what's that other girl name? Child Winter? So I don't know what the heck that other girl name is. I wrote it down somewhere, but that's going to be potentially the new big three, which spoiler, I kind of like them. Especially Fauna. I like her. Cold Killer is a little firecracker, but I'm liking them. So Cold Killer starts talking about how Diamond and somebody else, I think it was Thunder Girl, stole her song. Some irrelevant information, which somebody already came out and said that was a sample of somebody else's sample. So I don't know what the big deal is, but that's what she's harping about, that because she want to see them on site because they stole her song and they never addressed it, right? Fauna clocked Summer T, child. She was clocking Summer's T, and she was like, her name is Fauna, and they got into it. They was going back and forth. She was like, we don't care what your name is. I'm going to call you whatever, blah, 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 blah. And Fauna was like, child, you ain't calling me nothing. And she was clocking Summer the whole time, child. And then Winter gonna say, I'm gonna call you. Well, Cold Killer gonna say, well, I'm gonna call you Winter. If you gonna call her whatever, I'm gonna call you Winter. And they don't really know each other like that, but they feel like they got a bond or whatever. And she's like, no, you're not just gonna sit here and call her whatever you want to call her. So I'm gonna call you Winter. And then Summer got mad because she said she was gonna call her Winter. It's the same thing, child. It's the same thing. But anyway, a fight broke out because these heifers was arguing over a name, and a fight broke out, right? Summer and Cold Killer, child. So Cold Killer was bopping Summer up. She was boop, 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 bopping Summer up. Y'all already know how it is. That they was fighting so much on that bus. The bus was shaking. The bus, the camera, everything was shaking with the people inside. With the people inside. Then Cold Killer and Lex went at it, child. Lex was reaching them long arms and boop, 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 boop. I said, what? In the what? In the what? Child, they was getting it. Then Dolly and Fauna was going at it, child. I don't know. I can't call it. I feel like it was a little tie there because they was both throwing them. And it was such a tight space, child. It was such a tight space that you really couldn't get a feel of what, you know. And then the cameras was shaking. The cameras angles was all over the place. The cameras was moving. Anyway, they get to arguing to the point where they had to pull the bus over and take the original big three and sit them outside. As they doing all of this, these heifers are still arguing and fighting back and forth through the window, through the door, throwing stuff, spitting. Child, that whole bus probably was covered with spit as much as they was spitting and throwing drinks. That whole bus was probably drenched and funky because they was spitting like it was part of, you know, it was, I don't even know, child, it was part of the scene. Okay, you spit, now you spit, now you spit. Everybody was spitting, and then everybody was throwing drinks. Then shoes get to flying, and wigs get to flying, and child, that was a hot mess. That whole scene was a hot mess. Them heifers was rumbling on that bus. Child, that was just the first bus. Then we get to the second bus. The second bus is Ivory, Pretty P, Diamond, Scotty, and a couple of the new girls. One girl, I'm a little bit disappointed in homegirl. I'm disappointed in Tavi. Child, Tavi is from Brooklyn. Y'all already know I'm born and raised in Brooklyn. Tavi did not represent for Brooklyn. She was talking too much. She was literally speaking to my soul when she was opening her mouth. Every time she said, I said, ooh, that's how we get down in Brooklyn. But Jesus, she did not represent for Brooklyn, and I was upset. But it's okay. It's okay. Hopefully, eventually, she would redeem herself, but I don't know. Alyssa, Kay, and Russian Cream was on that bus, and Tavi was on that bus. Those are the new girls. But I can't even front. Tavi looked real old in that confessionals. Child, she looked real old in that confessionals. She's talking about she want to pop Diamond over some online comments they was making back and forth. This is what we doing in 2025. Y'all grown women sitting here arguing over some online comments, child. Okay, well, I don't know. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, child. Fix it. But she did pop Diamond first. I can't even front. But I mean, I don't know. That fight was nasty too, but Diamond was bopping her up, child. Ivory was like, get her, Diamond, get her. Just like I told you. I sit down to Siki coaching Anna, Ivory coaching Diamond, and everybody else. Everybody getting coached and stepping their game up. But I feel like Diamond, it hasn't really helped Ivory. Ivory, you need to coach her better because it hasn't helped. Diamond's still getting beat up, child. It's still like Diamond is like, I don't know, like she initially was fighting good and now she just got worse. I don't know what happened, but she was bopping the girl though. But Tavi claims she came say she slipped, but when they got it in again, I don't know, girl, I can't call it. But she was bopping her on top of her head like boop 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 boop. I said, what the bobblehead is this? Or what's that? Pop, child. She was pop. I said, okay, Diamond, get her. Get her. She made Brooklyn look bad right there. I don't know, but they was spitting too. spit all in the girl face. It was nasty. It was nasty. It was nasty. We head back to the other bus, child. They was spitting and carrying on, and Lex looked like she was getting tired of the arguing because her two duos they do the most, and Lex is more so like a calm. When she turn up, she gonna turn up, but she gonna fight. But these two right here be yelling and screaming and fussing and carrying on, and Lex be looking like she tired of they butts always yelling and screaming and carrying on, child. Whatever. Fauna is a firecracker, child. I like her. I like her a lot. Diamond kind of like tries to get on the bus because they initially asked Diamond what's the issue with her and Natalie, and she kind of like tried to explain the issues with her and Natalie, and who cares? We don't really care. I think it's a contrived beef, like I said in my other video. But we'll see. We'll watch it play out because it makes good for TV. It is what it is. And I feel like Diamond is gonna beat up Natalie if they let them fight. But you already know how it is. She PC'd up. Pretty P, child. Pretty P was talking about how they stole her stuff from her purse, and we seen it. We seen someone pick up the purse, and she said, "This is not my purse, but I'm taking it. If they want their stuff, they better come back and get it." So Pretty P, money was stolen out her purse, her BaDDIES chain, and the Rolex. Now, Dolly did a live and showed the chain on the Rolex. They thought it was diamond. Showed the chain on the video, on a live. They thought it was diamonds, but ended up being Pretty P's. And I think they said they gave it back to her, but I'm not 100% sure. When we get to the house, y'all will see that Summer still got her Rolex. And we'll get to that when we get to that. So that was the issue. She never got her purse back. So that was her issue. Tavi and Diamond get into an argument again. So they get into an argument because of whatever they got going on. And Tavi says, "You sound like you got cum in your throat, child." I said, "What? Who thinks of that? Who thinks of that?" But listen, these girls be taking shots. It's no hold barred. Literally, that's all I'm gonna say. It's no hold barred, child. But she looked like Little Bill. By the time they got rid of her, like by the time they had got finished fighting and she slipped and Diamond was pounding on her head and all that stuff, child, she looked like Little Bill when she got back up. Y'all know who Little Bill is. She looked like Little Bill, child. It was a mess. At this point, I'm really tired of they arguing, and I wish they would just like calmly ride to these places, settle their beefs in the house. Like you can't really do much on them tight buses. So I don't even understand why they be trying to fight and argue on these buses and jump over chairs and all this stuff. When you will have, the moment you get to your destination, you'll have space and opportunity. It is what it is. So they finally reached the house, and that house is amazing. I really love that house. And the crazy thing is, when you travel outside of the United States and you get to see what your money will pay for in the United States, pay for in other countries, you just be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I can't believe this. This little $1,000 that I'm paying for right here is paying for me a whole mansion somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? And that house was amazing. Literally, it was so beautiful. So beautiful. They get to the house. Child. They trying to, you know, they was trying to do their thing. That man was serious about his job, and them people was serious about their job too. They was ready to be on TV like, oh, we about to bust it out. Summer turns around and runs and gets to fighting with Fauna. Child, Fauna was mopping her up. Fauna was busting her down. Then Dolly and the uppercuts to Cold Killer, child. I was like, this girl got uppercuts for days. Y'all better watch her. That uppercut is like Scotty's kick now. It's a staple. It's a BaDDIES staple. Dolly's uppercut is like Scotty's kick. It's a BaDDIES staple, child. Y'all better watch out for the damn uppercut, child, because it's coming. Okay, she gonna use that uppercut no matter what. And then Cold Killer and Summer, they was pretty much matched up. And I applaud Cold Killer because when Lex tried to jump over and she slipped and bust, Cold Killer pivoted from Lex and went to Summer. And I was just like, Lex owe her a thank you, because she could have pounded Lex out on that floor, and she didn't. She literally stopped in her tracks and pivoted and turned and went after Summer. But I feel like Cold Killer and Summer was matched. But Lex I don't understand what was wrong with Lex and her trajectory. She all over the place, slipping and sliding all over the place, falling all over the place. She fell like 3,000 times at the reunion. Now she's slipping and sliding over here, child. Get some better sneakers. Sneakers with some grip on it, child. Sneakers with some grip on it. They was jumping Fiona, child. I don't know how the heck did they get a chance to jump Fiona, Dolly and Summer, child? They the jumping duo now because they're gonna sure jump Fiona. I was like, ooh, but Fiona was whipping ass though. I can't even front. She was whipping it up. She was whipping it up. She was whipping it up, child. And this is all before the second bus got there. All of this stuff happened before the second bus got there. Then they get to the second bus arrives. Child, when the second bus pull up, Pretty P and them all hop off. Pretty P was ready, child. She looked like Professor Snape on Slytherin when he was, or what's his name? Harry Potter, that character from Harry Potter that kept licking his tongue every time he talked. She looked like him when she did that tongue lick. I was like, yeah, I should find a reference and post it in here. Child, she looked just like him. When she was licking her tongue, he was licking, I was just like, what the heck? But Pretty P, she walked her down though. I can't front. Pretty P walked Summer down, child. She walked Summer down. And Summer, she done kicked her in the grass. But Summer was kicking and punching and they was getting each other. Child. They was getting each other. Then they argue. Natalie, it's crazy how Natalie always acts oblivious to what's happening and what's going on. Like she don't hear what words on the street is. And I know she hear what words on the street is. So she's trying to act oblivious. Talking about, well, let's get some dialogue here. What's going on? What's happened? What happened? Why are you so mad? Blah, 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 blah. Child, y'all already know that she stole this girl's stuff. And they got it on tape. Summer then takes off the Rolex and throws it in the pond. Child, that made Pretty P even more mad. She was about to she boxed her down again. They was fighting again. But they was I'm telling you, they kind of matched. But I think it was because they was by the water, whatever. But them African people was looking at them. The dancers was looking at them like, look at these stupidos. Child. I don't know what they was thinking. Or they didn't say it out their mouth, but child, that's what they was thinking. Like, look at these animals. I thought we was in Africa where the animals really exist, but these animals come to, child, that's probably what they was thinking. That's what I think they was thinking. I don't know. Child, but Pretty P bust her lip. She bust her lip. Natalie says she's gonna replace the watch. She probably gonna replace the chain, and they probably gonna just replace it all, the Rolex, the chain, and then I think she said she had money in her purse, but I don't know how true that is. But they probably gonna replace the money and not the money, the Rolex and the chain. So Diamond and Natalie, they just arguing. Like they just arguing. They wasn't gonna fight. Natalie don't really want to fight no more. And they not gonna really fight, child. They not. So Tavi jumps up and says she gonna take that fight for Natalie. Girl. So they get to fighting again. Diamond and Tavi get to fighting again. And they didn't even really get it in because security broke it up and it was just a mess. I was just like, this is a mess. Child. This is a mess. But I can't wait for Sunday's coming episode, child. Did y'all see that trailer? The trailer, baby, the trailer. I was like, oh my gosh. Child, Lex stole on Scotty and she was pop. That trailer was nasty work. They done let Scotty and Lex finally fight, child. They let them actually fight. And Lex was... But I can't front. Scotty was giving them kicks, boy. You know, she got that flying karate kick that she be giving out left, right, and center to these girls. She got that flying karate kick, child. But she was utilizing that leg. But Lex was still throwing them bows with them big old long arms, child. But I'm here for next episode. Y'all gonna be with me for episode 3, child, because it was a mess. But I'm here for it. Anyway, that is my spiel for episode 2. I know y'all don't like my analysis of Anna and Stunner Girl, but it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes we're gonna agree to disagree, and it's okay. But I love y'all still. And I hope y'all still come back and love to watch me, child, because it's lit over here. But it is what it is. Thank you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all for episode 3. Peace.
Shorty bad, slim, thick. She might drug, she might fix. And I'm all up in her.